welcome to my channel. If you are already subscribed to me, you may have noticed I changed my name from Cookie Star to Isa It Real. So, hi, I'm Isa, or Izzy, whatever you want to call me. And this is my dad.
The exit.
I will put a link to his channel down in the description. Um, So yeah, right. We're just gonna be having a good time. If this video goes well, this will have maybe a little series, not a long series, but maybe a few more of these kind of videos. Um, which I called them video files because I didn't know what else to name.
Video files works.
I feel like you're so quiet.
I am quiet. This is your video.
I want you to talk.
I will be doing lots of talking.
Okay.
I'm not usually the talker in these things.
Yeah, that's kind of true. If you have been on my channel before, if you're subscribed to me, you know that he was in a video a while back, a gaming video of mine, and I think another one of my videos where I posted it and it was for Father's Day. I don't think he knew I posted it until afterwards. He was not happy that I posted that.
I don't remember.
Because he was in bed and he was like, "You better not post that." And I'm like, I had already
Probably didn't
posted
want
it.
to then.
I had already posted it. So I'm like, oops. Anyway, so we're just gonna get this started. Um, so it's a very creepy theme. If you guys want more lighthearted stuff, let us know. Um, always up for ideas from them, right? I suppose.
Yep.
Okay. So the first thing we're gonna be doing is two sentence horror stories. Now I've kind of been obsessed with these. I don't know if Dad knows what these are.
I've heard of them.
Okay. So these are basically just horror stories in two sentences. And I put little instructions underneath each thing. So we gotta read one of the two sentence horror stories, then discuss what it might mean or and what we would do in the situation.
Okay.
Okay. Because like some of them it's like very hard to tell what they actually meant. I've discovered because I read a lot of these and it's like, what do they mean?
Two sentence deep
Because
poetry.
exactly, it's basically what it is. So, you want to read the first one?
Sure. I began tucking him into bed, and he tells me, "Daddy, check for monsters under my bed." I look underneath for his amusement and see him, another him, under the bed, staring back at me, quivering and whispering, "Daddy, there's somebody on my bed."
That's creepy. I don't know what I would do. I feel like if I was the dad in this situation, I don't know. I'd probably be like, I don't know which one to believe. I'd probably look up at the kid who's on the bed and ask a question that only my son would
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be that calm, cool, and collected.
know. No, because I know for me,
I'd probably go, "What is this?" And I'd back out of the room and lock the door.
lock the door. Like, there's an intruder in there. One of them is the intruder. One
Well,
of them is your son.
yes, and the strongest will survive.
Would you do that if it was me?
There shall only be one Izzy.
It's just like, good luck in there. I'm gonna leave you alone.
Yep,
The living one at the end is gonna be your daughter. You're just gonna
that's right.
okay.
I'm gonna just forget the whole thing happened.
Just forget about the
This is
everything
there'll be
else.
a problem if it happens again the next day.
Oh no. Okay. I'm gonna read the next one. I think it was pretty obvious what they meant in the last one, though. Okay. The doctors told the amputee he might experience a phantom limb from time to time. Nobody prepared him for the moments though, when he felt cold fingers brush against his phantom hand. Ghosts? I don't know. I think that'd be ghosts. Cause maybe like he said phantom arm, like the ghost of his arm.
I don't know.
I don't know what that is either. That's weird. I don't know what I would do in this situation either because I don't even know what this means.
Let's see Doctor House.
Yeah.
He got rid of that phantom limb syndrome thing.
He did.
He did.
Yeah, we should go to Dr. House then.
I mean, we don't have to do any of that.
Oh yeah, I would go to. Yeah, we don't need
No,
to.
you don't need to either.
But
Look,
if
not amputee.
yay. No offense to amputees.
These are my real hands.
Yes. I can't imagine that. That's crazy. It is crazy. What do you think? Would that be like a ghost, or would that be like
I don't know.
feeling like maybe like like if someone touched your hand, the other hand will like sort of like the phantom hand would feel that? Is that what that would be?
Guess this is as good as mine.
Okay. You want to go ahead and read the next one?
I can't move, breathe, speak, or hear, and it's so dark all the time. If I knew it would be this lonely, I would have been cremated instead. That's sad.
Yeah, that is sad. They got buried alive.
I
They either got buried alive or it was a ghost.
No, this is from what it is. This person wrote this story as like when you die, nothing happens, and you're just in a box. I mean, obviously that's not the case. That's not really true. But yeah, that's what this is focusing on.
That is sad. I don't know if I would be happy like that. I mean, it would be very like
I'd rather be
lonely.
cremated.
Yeah, I would also rather be cremated. I don't know what to do in that situation. Uh, don't be scared of monsters. Just look for them. Look to your left, to your right. Okay. Okay. Hi, Dad. Under your bed, behind your dresser, in your closet.
There's no closet in here. You don't leave.
Okay, I'm not leaving. Anything behind the dresser right there? Oh, you anything? Okay.
You're taking this
Um,
way too long to read
leave
this
me
two
alone.
sentences.
But never look up. She hates being seen.
So
I feel like if there was an entity on my ceiling, I'd probably shoot it.
something like that little kid thing, and or no, it's the hair monster in the Grudge.
I don't remember seeing that.
Because you haven't seen the movie.
I need to see that.
It was a Japanese movie.
Oh.
I don't want to say it wrong or incorrectly, but yeah, the American version is called The Grudge.
Okay.
It's alright.
Okay. That's weird though. Like, what would you do if there was like an entity on your ceiling? It's like a thing on your ceiling.
Clearly I wouldn't look up.
I feel like I would have some sort of like mirror
I mean,
thing.
there's not enough detail here to let us know what happens
Yeah.
if she's being seen. She hates to be seen. It could be because she feels weak. It could be she could get violent.
That's
so
true.
There's more to be told here.
Yeah.
This 2 sentence really should have been a 3 sentence one.
Yeah. I feel like it needs more context. A lot of these kind of need more context, but that's
Although in fairness, it's two very long sentences, and
it is very.
and you read it like it was a long paragraph.
Yeah, because I looked around, I wanted to do what they said, but I did look at the ceiling, which they told me not to do. So whoopsie. Go ahead, Dad.
So I woke up to hear knocking on glass. At first, I thought it was the window until I heard it come from the mirror again.
For real, this is those things in your mirror, like the reflections trying to get out.
When I look in the mirror and my reflection takes a little bit longer to look back at me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
whoa, wake up, wake up.
Come on, reflection. I feel like if my reflection tried to escape the mirror, I'd probably get a stronger mirror.
And then there would be another one of you under the bed.
That's true. Yeah, that might not be good. They celebrated the first successful cryogenic freezing. He had no way of letting them know he was still conscious. Oh my god. What is that? Is that when you...
I mean, is that not the case?
I don't know what... Wait.
I don't know what they do for cryogenic freezings.
So wait, is that like when you freeze someone until like a few years or something?
Well, they did that with Walt Disney. I think what they do is they put the person to sleep and then they freeze them.
Okay.
But I don't know what difference that makes if the person being conscious or not, because if the freezing goes over well, everything freezes. So the brain would shut off because of lack of oxygen.
Well, that would mean that this wasn't successful. This two sentence thing, that means that this wouldn't be successful
Well, I mean,
technically.
I would think of this as like pretend it's not cryogenically freezing, but rather like the person is gonna go in operation for something like a heart transplant or whatever, and little do they know the person isn't actually knocked out, but they can't say anything, like a locked in syndrome type thing. So I
Um,
mean, maybe it's something reminiscent of that, but
yeah. House
I
also
don't know.
touched on that too. He did that
He
too.
did.
I liked that episode. I think I might just watch that again
Yeah.
because that was so cool. Anyway, um, your turn, number 7.
She wondered why she was casting two shadows. After all, there was only a single light bulb.
Um, oh, okay. Never mind. I was like, wait, two shadows, single light bulb. Click. There you go. I got it.
I
Took me a bit.
There must have been something with them. I mean, her, it, her.
Maybe.
It couldn't have been a ghost because ghosts don't reflect shadows.
Yeah, it's true. I feel like maybe she's being followed or something.
Light bulb.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Could be being followed. I don't know. Um, I sat on my shelf with thoughtless porcelain eyes and the prettiest pink doll dress I could find. Why did she have to be born still? What? You mean stillborn?
Hmm.
So you made your stillborn into a doll?
Yeah, it's creepy.
That is a little creepy. I don't think. I feel like if I had a stillborn, I would be grieving, but I would not make my stillborn into a doll. Because that would make me grieve more often, I feel like. I would just see it all the time. Be like, that came out of me. I don't know. I don't like that. That's
Weird parents.
creepy. For real.
The grinning face stared at me from the darkness beyond my bedroom window. I live on the 14th floor.
Ooh.
Cool.
That is kind of. That's a good one. I would feel unsettled. I would 100%. I would shut the blinds. I would not. I don't. I wouldn't deal with that. What would you do if you saw that? Like you're on the 14th floor. There's like no way.
I would shut off my lights to see if I could still see it.
That's a good idea. Because it could just be the light. Um. Okay. Last one. There was a picture in my phone of me sleeping. I live alone. Yeah, that means you have like somebody coming in your house, right?
Hmm.
That's not good. I would like get the house checked. I would get like some sort of security system in the house. Even if it's like cheap, at least it's a security system, and I would be able to know. It's weird. What do you think you would do?
Yeah, I would update my security system.
Yeah. Okay. Those were fun.
Yes.
I think those were very fun. We should make our
Some.
own by the end of this, just to like have fun, like finish it off with like a 2 sentence horror story.
Hmm,
You want to do that?
hmm, I don't know. I
We
don't know if I
we
have that
can we
creativity
can think.
right off the
We
cuff
can
like that.
try. And if it doesn't work as a 2 sentence horror story, at least it'll kind of be funny. All right. This one is called Three True and One False. Read a short article, then decide whether the story is true or false before going ahead to the next one. Once we're done with these, we can check which one is false on the last page. So over here on this page. There. I included the answers because there was no way I was going to be able to remember. Um, okay, so as the title suggests, there's only one false one. We gotta guess which one's false. Okay. Just so you know. Oh my gosh. Okay. I guess I'll start. The Cheshire Family Murders in two. Okay, sorry. The Cheshire Family Murders in 2007. The Petit family. I hope I said that right. Jennifer Hawk Petit and her two teenage daughters were assaulted and murdered in their Connecticut home. The father, Dr. William Petit, was injured, managed to escape with his life before the uh, per- perpetrators. Oh my gosh, perpetrators. Perpetrators burned the house to the ground. Two paroled burglars, Joshua, I'm not saying that last name, it's too long. I'll say Joshua K. Joshua K. and Stephen Hayes targeted the family when Jennifer was and her 17-year-old daughter Haley were at the grocery store. They followed them home and subjected them to brutal torture before kidding them. Yes, kidding them, killing them. Sorry. Haley and her 11-year-old sister Michaela died from smoke inhalation as they were tied to their beds, and Jennifer died of strangulation. Details of the crime were shockingly unbearable as it was revealed that police were aware that the family were held as hostages but spent too long securing the street rather than entering the home to help the family. The killers were sentenced to death, which was later changed to life imprisonment as Connecticut abolished the capital punishment in 2012. That's it. I don't know. I feel like I don't remember if any of these are true or false because I have a bad memory. So I don't know.
Story number 2. South Amboy bookstore owner vanishes without a trace. South Amboy, New Jersey, October 17, 2023. Eleanor Price, 46, disappeared after closing her Main Street bookstore, leaving behind a mystery that still haunts the town. Her abandoned car was found near the Raritan Bay waterfront, with the keys in the ignition and the tote bag untouched. Weeks later, police discovered her phone miles away at Chesapeake State Park, containing a chilling, unsent message. He knows. I need to leave. Please. Authorities suspect foul play but have no clear suspects. The case remains unsolved. I'm going to say that one was the false one, but go ahead.
Okay. The murder of Sylvia Likens. The brutal, cruel murder of Sylvia Likens still disturbs Indiana more than 50 years later. In 1965, police officers found the body of 16-year-old Sylvia Likens laying on a filthy mattress. She was covered in more than 150 burns and cuts, and it was clear that at first that the young girl had starved to death as she was little more than skin and bone. Later, it was found that she died of a brain hemorrhage and malnutrition. Mother of 7, Gertrude Banzwensky, was arrested for and charged with first-degree murder. Likens' parents had paid Benzlewski $20 a week to care for her and take their other daughter, Jenny. Instead, Banzlewski allowed her children to beat Likens and force her to eat feces. Attorney Natty Bumpu said a lot of people have compared this to the Lord of the Flies, but that was just a bunch of uncontrolled children. In this case, they had an adult supervising their activities. It wasn't children going wild, it was children doing as they were told. That's creepy. I don't like that. That's sad.
Richard Speck slaughter. When Richard Speck entered South Chicago Community Hospital, where he methodically tortured and murdered 8 nurses, the state of Chicago changed forever. During the early hours of July 14, 1966, Speck led the nurses, like lambs, to the slaughter, during an attack that lasted 5 hours. Distracted by his killing spree, Speck didn't realize that one of his hostages had hidden under a bunk bed until the massacre was over. She then jumped from a window and ran for her life. All the victim recalled of Speck was his tattoo that read, "Born to Raise Hell." 2 days later, the cold-blooded killer arrived at County Cook Hospital following a suicide attempt, and a doctor recognized the tattoo from news reports. The assistant Cook County District Attorney said of the sadistic attacks, "It was the first random mass murder of the 20th century. It was the end of an age of innocence. It changed everything. We all became much more conscious of our security. 8 nurses could be slaughtered in their beds for no reason by a stranger." Alright,
Wow. Okay.
I still say it's the South Amboy one, which is the second one. That's only because, from Southam, boy, and I never heard that.
Fun fact, we are from Southampton.
Not that I know everything.
Right. I'm giving you the Medal of Honor. We'd like to thank you.
Where did you get the answer? There was an answer to this?
The very back.
Oh,
Page
okay.
4.
Wait, there's more answers that don't look.
Yeah, don't look. Okay. Funny news from around the world, just to, because we did a lot of dark stuff, so I figured we should do something a little bit more funny. This is one real piece of. Okay, there is one real piece of information amongst these 6 silly news points. Decide what is real and what is utterly ridiculous. Then check what is true on the last page. Okay. So it's just the what's it called? Title. We don't have to.
Headlines?
Yes, it's headlines. There you go. Those. It's just those.
All right. Florida man faked his death for 20 years, only to learn the police were never searching for him.
That would be so funny. Why did he hide? Maybe he thought something he did something he thought was illegal, and he's like, I'm not getting arrested for this. Man happily includes wife's lover in wedding photos, saying cheating on me is part of her identity.
That's sad.
Oh, that is so sad. That man should divorce him. Should divorce her. I don't like divorce, but this is a case where it needs to happen. I'm so sorry for this.
Cheating is a bad.
Cheating is bad.
Cheating's bad. You don't do that in a happy marriage.
Correct.
Mom delivers her firstborn by herself after watching a YouTube tutorial. That's believable.
That's sad.
Although I don't see why that'd be news. I guess some towns something celebrate things.
Yeah. Man's tattoos are declared too generic to identify the body.
Okay.
That's sad, actually.
Man wishes to get more applause for not doing blackface with his prison jumpsuit costume.
That's so random. He's like, where's my applause? I need this.
I didn't do blackface either. I'm not getting any kind of applause.
Same. Where's my applause? We should all get applause for not doing blackface.
Yes. Congratulated for not doing
exactly.
That just
if you haven't done blackface, comment it down below. Good for you.
Yes, we'll send you an applause emoji.
Yes, we'll send. Mom hands out full-size Xanax bars on Halloween. I don't know what Xanax bars are.
I didn't know they made Xanax bars, so
What
probably not that one. It's medication.
Oh, for what?
For depression, I think. Go away.
Oh. Okay, I don't know. I feel like all of these are kind of funny. I feel like if number 2 is true, I'm gonna cry.
You know,
sad.
It's gotta be the last one because I never heard even Xanax bars doesn't sound real.
You think no? It's supposed to be. So which one's true?
Oh, which one's true?
Yeah, which one's true? That's the hardest part. Like I feel like if number 2 is true, I'm gonna cry.
I say number 3 is true. Only because that sounds.
Yeah, it is true.
Yeah,
that is so funny. Imagine being like, I'm in labor, and then all of a sudden, I don't know how to do this. Watches YouTube tutorial. That is so weird. Like, wouldn't she just have like a computer or a phone on her? So she's just like, instead of calling 911, she's like, let me do this here. I want to go through this person's mind and like, what happened here? I think this one's pretty self-explanatory. This one's Am I the Scallywag? I changed it from the a-hole. The Scallywag. It sounds more like piratey.
It is very piratey.
Yes.
You see this person deserves to walk the plank or not.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Thank you.
Take your bow. Okay. You want to read it, or do you want me to read it?
I can read it.
Okay.
I, 34 female, just found out that my sister 31 female, who has been telling my whole family she has cancer for the last 8 months, has been lying. She shaved her head. She said she was doing chemo and had our parents move in to help her through treatment, quote unquote. I started to have doubts when, besides also staying out late relatively frequently, she would never leave anyone attend I'm sorry, never let anyone attend appointments with her, and she had way too much energy for someone going through aggressive chemotherapy. Last week, I ran into the office manager of my sister's oncologist at a coffee shop, small town. I casually mentioned my sister, and the office manager was confused. She had no idea who I was talking about. I did some digging through doctors and spoke to my sister about what I learned, and she broke down and spilled her guts.
Oh.
It turned out she fabricated the whole story because she was in over her head with debt and wasn't able to afford her apartment anymore. The cancer story got our parents to move in, and she could then stop paying her bills. I was furious and told her that she had 24 hours to tell our parents the truth or I would. She asked me not to tell them because it would ruin her relationship with them. She did not tell them, so yesterday I took everything to our parents. Our parents are heartbroken. My sister is acting like I had no right to out her, and she didn't even say this to our parents. She was going to stage a miraculous recovery next month. She said I ruined her life and that families should be trying to defend each other rather than expose each other. Is she the scallywag?
I 100% think that if I was in this situation where like Alyssa had done that, I would tell you because you have the right to know. You're the one who's being ripped off.
Yeah, the person who's faking cancer is definitely the scallywag.
She is not the
Now
scallywag.
I
Her sister has to walk the plank.
understand the being out of thing. Now, if she told her ahead of time, I'm going to tell them tomorrow, then sure, she didn't have to stage the miraculous recovery. What, next month to get another month of just
Yeah,
free living?
yeah,
She should have been like, all right, you got me. I'll come clean.
yeah. It's definitely like she did tell her she had 24 hours, which is more than she should have, like, because this girl was lying.
Mm-hmm.
She definitely gave her like mercy, telling her like she could do this, and she completely did like rejected that. So
Fake cancer girl, scallywag.
walk the plank. Okay, and this is the last section. This one, I just went on the internet and just went ahead and just found random confessions. I didn't even read them. I just found them and just copied, pasted.
Did you read them first?
No, I did not.
Okay.
So we might have some very strange. I think there's only 4 of them or 3. I'm not sure. 3. Okay. So these are just random confessions. I don't know whose confessions they are, so that way I can't out you for this. Um, if
Out me for this?
No, out the accounts because I know that I
Well, you don't
could
have.
have copied the account's name. I'm not gonna because I don't want to potentially ruin someone's secret. Um, but if you have a confession, I will put a little link down below where you can send your confessions and maybe we can read some of your confessions. That'd be fun.
Interesting.
It would be interesting.
That's okay.
He's like, I don't know about this. Okay, the first one. My daughter thinks her dad died a hero. He didn't. Okay. He was drunk. We had fought that night. I told him if he got in the car, I'd call the cops. He laughed, dared me. She was only 4. Sleeping upstairs. She was only 4, sleeping upstairs. Very short sentences here. He got in the truck, pulled out of the driveway.
Healed.
Peeled. Okay. Peeled out of the driveway and crashed into a concrete median 10 minutes later. I told her he was trying to help someone. He died protecting a family of ducks. He was a kind man who made a mistake. I even planted flowers at the spot, making it look peaceful. But the truth is, he was drunk, angry, and speeding, and I was the last person he screamed at. I kept the toxicology report. She is 10 now, and one day she might find it. But for now, she believes in the good version of her dad, and I think that's the only gift I can still give her. That is so sad.
It's a nice
It's a good.
kindness.
It's good though, because I feel like if I had a husband who was like the last memory of him for me was he was a really bad person or he was being rude, I wouldn't want my little kid to remember him that way.
Hmm.
You know that would hurt. them mentally.
Sure. I stopped telling my dad I loved him before he died. He didn't even do anything wrong. I was 17 and angry at the world. I thought my dad was boring, soft, and too forgiving. He always asked how my day was. He brought me snacks after school. He texted, I love you every single night. And I stopped saying it back when I turned 16. Just stopped. I rolled my eyes when he hugged me. I groaned when he made jokes. He died of a heart attack while raking leaves. It was at my friend's house when my mom called, screaming, I still have his last text. She didn't scream that. I read that as if that's what she screamed.
But she was screaming.
I still have his last text.
No, sorry.
Just to say, I love you, kiddo. I never responded. He didn't hit me. He didn't yell. He wasn't abusive. He was just kind, and I treated him like he was disposable, like he'd always be there to annoy me. Now he's in the ground, and I'm the silent one.
That's sad.
Yeah.
You should have told him you loved him at least once, because I know, like, with him,
She never tells me she loves me.
I tell him that all the time. Like, I think I told him that like 10 times before we started this video.
Probably.
Yeah.
Followed by hugs.
Followed by hugs.
Very
Very
painful neck hugs.
I keep forgetting when I have the choker on that I have it on, so I'll just accidentally
I
stab
don't.
him. Yeah, of course he doesn't, because he'll be like, careful, and I'll be
I
like,
love you too.
he'll be like, careful, and I'm like, oh yeah, so I'll be like,
The blood
like
means
this.
I love you.
Actually, I think there's a song that has a verse like that in it. That's kind of funny. Alright, I left my wife in labor because I couldn't handle it, and she forgave me. I can't forgive myself. I wouldn't either. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna rip the band-aid off.
Was she in the hospital? If she left her in labor at home, then I can understand the non-forgiving. If you left her in labor in the hospital, then some guys aren't cut out for that. I was.
Okay.
But other guys,
Strong.
a lot of
Strong
guys
man.
faint.
That's
Faint
weird.
from that. They faint from seeing the child come out. It's like, what?
Like, I'm a dad now. Okay, I'm sorry. When my wife went into labor with our first child, I froze. I mean that literally. I stood in the hospital hallway, staring at the door, shaking. Her screams, the chaos, the blood. Okay, so we are in the hospital. Something in me cracked open, and I just left. I told the nurses I needed air. Then I got in my car and drove home. She was in labor for 19 hours? You left her there for 19 hours by herself? Oh my god, I can't. I came back after it was all over, holding flowers and excuses. I said I'd gotten sick and didn't want to risk anything. She cried when she saw me. She said, I'm just glad you're here. She never pressed, but I watched her hold our daughter, exhausted and stitched and bruised and alone, and I've never felt smaller. She forgave me. She doesn't know what actually happened. I'm putting actually there because she actually doesn't know. I think if she did, she would never look at me the same. I'm trying to be better after what happened. Uh, oh, sorry. I'm trying to be a better husband, a better dad, but every time I hear our daughter cry, I remember running away. Oh.
Well, I mean, he ran away when the wife was crying, not when the daughter was crying.
Yeah, but now it's he he never got to hear the first cry of the daughter.
Sure.
There's also like a bunch of other stuff he missed. I can imagine like sitting out in the waiting room. Maybe that'd be excusable because you're still in the hospital with the wife.
Yeah, going home is weird.
But going home is like that's weird. I don't know what I don't know what to say about that. I feel like I don't know what I would do in that situation either. Being like I would be the wife obviously, but I don't know. Like I would hope he was telling me the truth. Like I would hope maybe he was in the hallway. I wouldn't want to learn later after I gave birth that he just went home.
Yeah,
that would be horrible. That'd be like, you went home? You left me
here? Yeah, man. Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. He just went home to play video games. He wasn't good for this.
I told you I had some streaming to do.
Oh my god. That's horrible. I feel like that would be even worse if he went home and he just started playing like games like that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty bad.
That would be very bad because then you are actively killing people on like a video game, right? But you can't be there to see your daughter born? I'm so confused. Okay, for now, so now the much awaited two sentence horror story on the
I don't
spot.
know if I even have one.
We can try. We can try. I don't know.
I don't normally make up horror stories at all, actually. So on the fly is also not something I do.
Hmm.
Um, hmm.
Hmm.
Uh, it was late at night, and a man approached me for change. I dug my pockets for the change and turned to find that he wasn't there.
That's good. That's good.
Okay,
You did
fine.
good. Bravo.
I don't
Bravo.
know who asks for change these days, but
Okay.
you know.
Let me see. I heard my husband yesterday. He died 15 years ago.
There you go.
There you go. There's your horror stories. I hope that you guys enjoyed our little commentary on this. I think it was fun.
It was fun. We shall
I
do
think,
this again.
yeah, we could definitely do this again. Maybe next time you come up with some stuff if you want to like do certain things. Just like send certain stuff to me and I'll
Maybe.
yeah. That'll be fun. And of course, I'm gonna leave some links in the description. One is gonna be for confessions, and one's gonna be for his channel. He does a lot of gaming stuff on his channel,
Used to.
or at least used to.
I kind of stopped a while ago because I stopped playing that game, so I have to find new content to provide, assuming that I provide any more content. But
Mm.
we'll see.
Oh, let us know in the comments down below what you think he could do if he wants to do any more content.
Visit my site. You don't have to watch old videos. There's hours and hours and hours of videos there. Mostly gaming stuff, and it's like it's crystal openings and stuff. It's not even actual playing
It's for
gaming
a
stuff.
game called My Contest of Champions.
Marvel Contest of Champions.
Oh, that was close.
It's
I
actually
thought I got
10
it right.
years now, a 10-year long
Oh wow,
mobile game,
really?
which just went to PC, but I ain't playing it as PC. I stopped
Oh
playing.
okay.
The game has become a pay to play, and the Kabam, the company, has not been fixing the game. It's been leaving lots of bugs in it,
Oh.
making it very unplayable. So I gave
Hmm.
up. It was fun, but yeah, take a look at the videos, see what kind of things that if you would like, leave comments on what kind of content I can provide instead.
And I think there are a lot of other things like if you wanted to still play games, you could do like actual gaming videos if you
I
wanted
could.
to.
I have a
That would be fun though. I feel like.
DDLC game there, and I might do another one.
Okay.
The problem with that is I play it straight, and that's very long. I believe it's like 5 hours or 8 hours I did last time.
Okay.
I don't usually do videos that long, but yeah,
That does sound very long. It
check
sounds
it
like
out.
commitment right there.
Check out her videos.
Yeah, check out my videos if you haven't seen my videos. There should be a recommended video from my channel on the screen. It should be my face, his face. Just click on our faces and
Not
go
this one.
go to our channels.
I may or may not have a face.
May or may not have a face.
Yeah, I'm probably faceless. We'll see.
Faceless. We'll see.
You'll
Okay.
you'll find out.
You'll find out. Anyway, have a great rest of your day. And yeah, thanks for joining us. Bye.